everybody, this is Threshold Training's workout day for Monday, November 30th. Hope you all had a great weekend and are looking forward to the last month of the 2020 year. We'll make it a good one for sure. We're going to start today's workout with some lower body strengthening through the back squat. And we're going to do this in an every 2 minute on the 2 minute format. You're going to perform 3 pause back squats, which means you're pausing 2 seconds at the bottom of each squat. You're going to perform this at 80% of your 3 rep max front squat. So this is kind of a moderately light load, not very heavy, not super light, kind of right in the middle. So it should be completely doable, should feel good. We should be working on our explosiveness out of the pause, okay? So what we'll be looking for is the knuckles to get over the bar when the bar's on your back rack position. To form that, just squeeze your shoulder blades together backwards and slightly elevate the shoulders. Knuckles over the bar again. Feet are going to be about shoulder width apart, maybe slightly wider or narrower depending on your preference. Toes can be slightly splayed out depending on what feels most comfortable for you. We're going to unlock the hips and knees so hips go down, and as they get further down, we're going to work them back. Chest is going to come over the feet so that the bar, the load is over the feet as well. I pause 2 seconds and we're going to launch straight up. Be sure you're launching vertical into the bar so that your hips end underneath your shoulders for each squat. You will have the time remaining in the 2 minutes to rest. You're going to keep the same load again across all 6 sets. 6 sets total. Then in part B, we're doing a steady pace workout. So this involves more structural fatigue compared to other workouts that maybe involve a higher heart rate and a higher respiratory rate. So this is how it's going to work. Your format today is a descending ladder by 2 reps. You're starting with 10 reps of each movement, going to 8, then 6, then 4, then 2. So you're doing essentially 30 reps of each movement. The movements are, we have 4 total. We're starting with 10 box walk-ups. So I'm going to have a box right here. My toes are going to be on that box. I'm essentially going from plank to pike. My shoulders are going to be active as I press and walk my hands back. So it looks like this. Start in plank position. Okay, shoulders are active. And I'm going to walk back as far as I can go. And then walk back to plank. That's 1. We're going to start with 10, go to 2. If you find that your hamstring mobility limits you from getting into a pike position where your shoulders are directly over your torso, then find a wider box where you can widen your legs or just bend your knees slightly so you can work your way to the pike position. After 10, we're going to do 10 per leg of a single leg V-up. So what this means is you're essentially starting on your back. You're going to touch your opposite hand to toe. So it looks like this. So I have my left hand here, right toe there. I'm going to reach, come back down under control, reach to the opposite side, work my way to 20 total or 10 per leg. We are keeping tension to the midline, which means you're imagining like you are curling up into a ball. And then you're slowly releasing from that position until you're straight like a pencil, and then repeating. So be sure that as you go down back to the floor after you've done your repetition, that you're starting with your tailbone on the ground, then low back, then mid back, then head. Right? Sequential in that order, so you can maintain control as you do your single leg V-ups. From there, we're going to grab a slam ball, a fairly heavy one if possible. You're going to take it in your arms, give it a nice big hug, while keeping your torso just upright and over your foot. You're going to step back for 10 total lunges, so 5 per leg. If possible, load this up, heavy, but only as long as it allows you to maintain a constant torso position. That means that your torso position doesn't necessarily change too much as you lunge back or come to standing. So that is to say, as I stand, I don't change my torso position here, then come up like this, like so. Last but not least, I will drop the slam ball, put my hands on that slam ball, come into plank, and perform 10 slam ball push-ups, or 8, 6, 4, 2, depending on which round you're on. This narrow grip kind of push-up, or narrow stance kind of push-up, really taxes the triceps a lot more than, say, your chest. So keep in mind that this is a much harder push-up. Couple different options we can scale to. We can do the push-up on our knees, okay? Or grab a box. If you want to maintain a plank position, bring your hands narrow on that box or inclined surface. I'd recommend that you don't grab the edge. You just grab on the box, just making sure that your head is beyond your fingers versus pushing something like that. So my hands are narrow, I come down, elbows are out to the side. They're not squeezed into the body, but they're also not flaring. And then I'm going to press right back up. Trial out the push-up beforehand, so you can perform it while making sure your torso or your ribs are not doing this snake-like motion here, or you're not hiking up your hips and pressing out like so. If you find that you're doing that, the variation is probably too hard. So then change the variation, change the angle of inclination, make it a little steeper. Okay, so you're closer to the upright position, or come to your knees, what have you. We should be able to do these push-ups in about 1 to 2 sets for each round. As you go, just keep in mind that the push-ups and the box walk-ups, okay, will tax each other a lot. So just be mindful of that. You're going from push-ups to the box walk-ups. You will have to break those up. All right, guys, that is today's workout. This is a great introduction to Monday. Have a great start to the week and a great workout.